In Genoa City, the drama never truly sleeps, but lately it seems to have dozed off at the wheel. Viewers of The Young and the Restless have noticed something unsettling, a sense that several key storylines have drifted aimlessly into the soap opera sunset, leaving behind a trail of dangling arcs, forgotten motivations, and a shocking disappearance of one pivotal character who used to be the pulse of the show. It's time to file a missing persons report, not just for the lost souls of Genoa City, but for the direction that once defined its decades-long storytelling magic. Case File 1, Billy's Lost Mojo. Let's start with Billy Abbott. Once the charming rogue, the tortured soul, the man who could blow up his life with a single impulsive decision, he's suddenly become calm, almost too calm. In recent weeks, Billy's been wrapped up in the Abbott family's power games, but something's missing. Where's the emotional fire, the passion that made him so unpredictable? He's turned from a ticking time bomb into a corporate suit spouting business jargon, and viewers can't help but feel robbed. Billy has been a cornerstone of chaos, a man whose inner demons made for electrifying television. But now, his energy feels misplaced, like a lion caged in a boardroom. Perhaps the writers have temporarily cooled him down for a bigger explosion ahead, but for now, the character feels stranded. Billy's spark, the one that made him both dangerous and irresistible, has gone missing in action. Case File 2, The Vanishing of Sharon Newman. Now here, where things get strange, Sharon Newman, once the emotional compass of The Young and the Restless, has been ghosted by her own show. After years of growth, struggle, and reinvention, Sharon's storyline has suddenly gone silent. We last saw her trying to find balance after Ray's death, opening her coffee shop, and serving as a confidant for half of Genoa City. Yet recently, she's barely had more than a handful of lines and no significant arc of her own. For a character who once anchored entire storylines, romantic turmoil, mental health challenges, and maternal heartbreak, this silence feels deafening. Sharon Case has proven time and again she can carry complex plots with grace and grit. Her absence isn't just noticeable, it's a gaping hole in the emotional tapestry of the show. Why sideline one of the most beloved and layered characters in Y&R history? Fans deserve answers, or at least a reason beyond waiting for the right story. Because right now, Sharon's lack of screen time feels like a creative crime. Case File 3, The Abbott Family Implosion. The Abbott family is supposed to be the backbone of The Young and the Restless, but lately their storyline feels like it's eating itself alive. Jack and Diane's marriage, once full of tension, intrigue, and second chances, has turned into repetitive conflict. Kyle's brooding rebellion has lost direction, and Ashley's storyline, a once promising psychological arc, seems to have crashed mid-flight. There was genuine promise in Ashley's mental health journey. It could have explored trauma, identity, and the fine line between strength and fragility. Instead, the narrative fizzled, leaving viewers confused about what was real and what wasn't. The follow-through, the emotional consequences, never materialized. The result, a family once brimming with passion, guilt, and loyalty, has become a collection of isolated figures moving through disconnected subplots. The Abbotts deserve better than disjointed dialogue and recycled conflict. Case File 4, Phyllis Summers, The Vanishing Volcano. Phyllis is a woman who thrives on risk. Her impulsive nature, her fire, her scheming brilliance, these traits made her both hero and villain in the same breath. But lately, the redhead firecracker has been muted. After her fake death storyline, which already stretched the boundaries of believability, Phyllis returned to Genoa City with nowhere to go. Her feuds feel recycled. Her redemption arc feels forced. And worst of all, her chemistry with the other characters, particularly Nick and Jack, has lost its charge. Phyllis without passion is like coffee without caffeine, bitter and unsatisfying. Fans know Michelle Stafford can deliver powerhouse performances when given material worthy of her talents. Yet it feels like the writers don't know what to do with Phyllis anymore. Is she a villain? A victim? A romantic lead? Right now, she's a narrative ghost haunting her own potential. The missing pivotal character, Victoria Newman. Here, where the real heartbreak begins. The true missing person in Genoa City is none other than Victoria Newman. Once one of the most complex, commanding women in daytime television, Victoria has been senselessly sidelined in her own kingdom. For years, Victoria's strength defined Y&R's modern era. She was ruthless yet vulnerable, strategic yet flawed. Her battles with her father Victor, her romantic entanglements, her fierce independence, all made her one of the most compelling figures in the Newman dynasty. But lately, she's vanished from the front lines. After her corporate power struggles and her turbulent relationship with Nate Hastings, she's been reduced to a background executive, a mere echo in the Newman boardroom. This is not the Victoria fans signed up for. This is a woman who once stared down her father's empire and said, "I can run this better than you." Now, she's quietly fading into the shadows of storylines centered around Adam's redemption and Nikki's latest battles. It's more than a creative oversight, it's a narrative injustice. Amelia Heinel has carried Y&R for years with her subtle, intelligent portrayal. To see her benched feels like losing the captain of the ship while the crew sails in circles. A city without direction. What's troubling isn't just the disappearance of individual characters, it's the lack of cohesion tying Genoa City together. For decades, the young and the restless thrived on interlocking stories where every romance, betrayal, and business move echoed across the town. Now it feels like several miniseries stitched together with fading thread. Characters pop in and out of scenes without emotional payoff. Conflicts rise and fall without lasting consequence. And the show's signature slow-burn storytelling, once its strength, has slipped into stagnation. Soap operas live and die by emotional connection. When viewers stop feeling invested, it's not because they've stopped caring, it's because the show stopped giving them reasons to. The road to redemption. There's still time to turn things around. Genoa City is full of unfinished business, and the audience is begging for the kind of bold storytelling that once defined the young and the restless. Bring Sharon back to the center with a powerful new love story. Give Billy a crisis that reignites his fire. Let Phyllis find her edge again, but with consequences that matter. And most importantly, restore Victoria to her rightful throne as the force she was always meant to be. Because when Y&R remembers who its characters truly are, there's no show on television more compelling. The problem isn't that Genoa City's stories have burned out, it's that someone forgot to fan the flame. And somewhere, in the quiet corners of Newman Enterprises, Crimson Lights, and the Abbott Mansion, those missing sparks are waiting to be reignited.